I'm Bruce from New England Solar Hot Water. New England Solar Hot Water is an installer of the Smart Solar Assisted Heat Pump Water Heating System. This is the second video in a series. The first video was introductory in nature, where we talked about the Smart Solar system in general, as well as a core innovation, which is an outdoor evaporator panel that allows heat energy for heating your hot water to come from outside your home, as opposed to harvesting warm air from inside your home to make hot water. As I describe the technology in these videos, I'm going to talk about two things. I'm going to talk about Smart Solar, but I'm also going to talk about the much more common technology, which is conventional hybrid hot water heater, which is also air source, but of course there's a fan and it's consuming warm air from inside the conditioned space. First thing we'll notice about the Smart Solar configuration is that the heat pump is separate from the storage tank. There's lots of advantages to doing so. You could have a heat pump in one room, you can have the storage tank elsewhere, but the biggest advantage is that you can have larger storage tanks. Smart Solar is available in 65, 80, not in this picture, we can only get so much in the 120-gallon tank. The largest conventional hybrid water heater that's available is 80 gallons. Interestingly, when we started installing these, we thought that on a residential basis, the 120-gallon tank would be extremely rare installation. It turns out there's lots of people who need this much hot water, and for whom the Smart Solar with the 120-gallon tank was the only option. Electric resistance heaters are maxed out at 50 gallons, so sometimes people put two in a row, which is silly. And of course, a hybrid water heater, the largest size you can buy is 80 gallons. The general benefit of having more storage rather than less is that as there's a hot water demand, everybody's showering at once. You want as much heat pump generated hot water stored as possible. That means that as you consume the hot water in the tank, hopefully there's enough water in there such that the backup electric element never comes on. Obviously, it's much more expensive to operate the backup electric element for heating your hot water than it is to operate the heat pump. Back to the wall-mounted heat pump unit. This is a 120-volt heat pump. It plugs into a wall outlet. Generally, there's an outlet near your water heater already. If not, it can be installed, of course. This draws between 4 and 7 amps. In most cases in New England, however, we are also wiring up the backup electric element. The goal, again, is to make sure that backup electric element seldom comes on. And we certainly have installations where we didn't wire it up at all, right? People say, I don't ever want the electric element to come on. 80 gallons is enough for my household, and that's the end of it. So that's an introduction to the inside components. And in the next videos, we're going to talk about a more specific comparison between Smart Solar and conventional hybrid hot water heaters. And also we'll get into the economics a little bit, the rebates, the tax incentives, and the operating costs.